So we found out a lot of things on this episode. We were given a lot of answers to some questions. The big one being the big boss reveal. Okay, the man behind the black robe is actually also named Shin Uchiha. Okay, and the weird thing about him is that he also has more than just one of those little kids running around. The little kids with the onion heads that are also called Shin Uchiha, there's a lot of them. Okay, so it's like a little army. And right off the bat, you start thinking, wait, what's going on here? What is going on? Okay, so let me just say this right now. Adult Shin reveals himself before he goes off to do whatever he's gonna do in the episode. He reveals himself to the viewers. He has an Akatsuki cloak on. He has sharingans all over his arms and on his head. He has sharingans everywhere he could possibly have sharingans, my boy. It's really nasty. Now, the thing here is that it goes to Naruto, Sarada, Sasuke. They're meeting up. Sarada starts asking Sasuke the same questions that she had for a while now, talking about the woman in the picture, which was weird, by the way. She suddenly starts asking Sasuke about the woman in the picture and if Sakura is actually her real mom or not. Okay, so we get something switched up real quick here. You know, what was supposed to be something about Sasuke and why he left the village, why he's not around, it became something about, hey, who's my real mom now, okay? And we do get the answer. Sarada doesn't get the answer, unfortunately, because all Sasuke says is, it has nothing to do with you, and dismisses the whole issue. Okay, so Sarada goes out of the temple, and Naruto follows her. So Sasuke, before that happens, actually, you know, there's a little flashback that gives us the answer, okay? As the viewers, we get the answers that Sarada wants. And the reason why Sasuke isn't in the Leaf Village is because he wants to protect the village from, I guess, anything that has some kind of lingering scent of Kaguya. He wants to make sure nothing like Kaguya ever happens again, because the stakes were so high the last time where the whole world was at stake. He wants to make sure that doesn't happen again. And we even found out that he's the one that told Naruto to make sure his mission is top secret and that nobody but the top brass knows about it, okay? And Naruto tells him, listen, you should tell Sarada where you're going, what you're doing, so that way at the very least, she doesn't have to experience, you know, like the sadness of knowing that her dad's not around, okay? I guess the answer Sasuke had for that was, I don't want her to just have unnecessary anxiety, you know, because that is true, but I don't know, I would prefer to have my daughter go through anxiety than to just be depressed and wondering about where her dad is. I mean, you know, you gotta kind of weigh and balance the two of them to see which one's better, but regardless, man, it's a tough choice to make, I understand. Anyways, we do cut into a scene of Sakura and Shizune talking because Sakura woke up, and we found out that Sarada has had the Sharingan for a while now. You know, she didn't activate it the first time on the last episode like we initially thought. On the last episode, it really looked like that was the first time. The way they portrayed it looked like it was the very first time she had done it. So we're led to believe that on the last episode, but on this one, we actually get more clarification on that. And essentially, Sakura just doesn't want Sarada to find out that Sasuke was an enemy of the Leaf Village at one point. She doesn't want to find out that, you know, her dad was an Akatsuki member and, you know, did all this other messed up shit, which is the thing that I really had in mind too. Like, you know, maybe that's the reason why they're hiding all of this from her, because they don't want her to think, damn, my dad was a criminal at one point, you know? And it makes sense. So we cut into the conflict, okay? We have the adult Shin and one of the kid Shins showing up at the temple. They attack Sasuke and Naruto. Naruto goes KCM mode, okay? And here's the thing. The adult Shin, I think it's his right arm, it's completely made out of like throwing knives, okay? So his whole arm, it's like 100 throwing knives put together, which is weird to me. And then he has this tattoo on one of the palms of his hand has like this weird tattoo, okay? So essentially, Naruto's worried about just protecting Sarada with the chakra cloak, while Sasuke is fighting off these two Shins. Sasuke goes to stab the adult Shin, and he actually grabs the sword bare hand, gets cut. His hand gets cut, And then basically the kid Shin steps in to attack Sasuke, and what Sasuke does is he uses the Rinnegan to switch places with him and the kid Shin. So now he's behind them both in midair, and he does the fireball jutsu. So the weird thing is that the adult Shin gets the mangekyou sharingan activated on the back of his head, mind you, on the back of his head. Essentially, when his mangekyou sharingan activates, it makes the kid Shin go behind the adult Shin and protect him from the fireball. So kid Shin took the fireball directly and got pretty messed up. So, you know, the adult Shin is there, and Sasuke goes into the force field on the little chakra field that KCM Naruto has at this point, and basically Shin uses that opportunity to talk about what he wants to do, okay? He talks about how he wants to revive the Akatsuki, he needs Sasuke's power for that, and that, I don't know, he just starts spewing really random crap about how he wants to just revive the Akatsuki. Now, what ends up happening though is that we find out that when Sasuke stabbed him in the hand, he marked Sasuke's weapon, okay? So he essentially uses Sasuke's weapon to stab Naruto while he's inside of the chakra field. And it goes back to what I said on the last review. If you guys remember on my last review, I specifically said that this power compared to the other mangekyou sharingan powers is kind of crappy, alright? Not to say it was useless, because you could do damage if you can catch somebody off guard. Like I said if you catch somebody off guard, it could be a really useful technique. It's just not as great as the other ones like Koto Amatsukami, Amaterasu, and Flame Control. Alright, so Naruto gets stabbed, the little chakra field goes away. As I already mentioned, Shin has a bunch of throwing knives on his right arm. They're about to get Sarada, and Sasuke gets in the way. So Sasuke ends up getting stabbed by all these throwing knives, and the first thing that I started thinking about was, why didn't he activate the Susanoo? I mean, he easily activates the Susanoo in other areas, so it's like, why didn't he do it there? And I started figuring out, I was like, you know what, maybe they did it to give us communicate to us that he cares about Sarada. That's the only reason why they probably did that, just to show, hey, he's willing to sacrifice himself for Sarada, and that he actually cares about her to some extent, okay? So I guess that's the only real reason they did that, because otherwise he would have just done the Susanoo and then get it over with. So while Sasuke and Naruto are both stabbed and kind of hurt, Sakura comes out of nowhere, punches the living crap out of him. I mean, she does one punch, but it was powerful as hell, okay? It was really powerful, and this man gets just knocked out. Just straight up the bat, knocked out. So the little monster, I don't know what to call it, honestly. You know, a little creature they have around that Kid Shin had with him that transports him to places? We suddenly see it next to Sarada, and you know, you see Sakura reunite with Sarada and ask her, hey, are you okay? You know, she gives her a hug. Then Sasuke starts talking to Sakura, and while that's happening, the little creature that's like in charge of like transporting the Shins around essentially activates the transportation jutsu on Sarada and the two Shins, because Naruto at this point heals himself, and he grabs the two Shins with the KCM chakra arms to question them and to see what they're after. So the little transportation monster thing transports the two Shins and is about to transport Sarada. So Sakura gets in the way, pushes Sarada out, and then the episode ends with Sakura basically getting sucked into there, and she's at the enemy base where we see like 8 other Shins, kid Shins, with weapons just basically just surrounding her, okay? And that's where the episode ends. So what I wanted to talk about here is really quickly that I know some people are gonna kind of try to call me out, because I did say that the power for Shin was kind of lackluster compared to the other ones. And again, I just want to clarify, I never said it was useless, just that compared to the other ones is kind of garbage, okay? Just when you compare them. And then you have this thing with Shin, when he hits Sasuke with the throwing knives. And you know what? It was weird. He said something like, oh, my power is better than yours. I'm like, hell no it ain't. Hell no it ain't, bro. Sasuke has the Susanoo, he has Amaterasu, he has the Flame Control, my boy. He has all this good shit that could just annihilate you. What you mean? You know, I mean, I just laughed at that part a little bit. But in general, I really enjoyed the episode. The episode had good amount of answers, had a good amount of dialogue. The conflict wasn't too huge, but it was big enough to, I guess, start something else, because now Sakura is at the enemy base. Now they're gonna have a new mission, okay, which is gonna have to be, hey, let's go save Sakura. And it's funny how Sakura, even though she helped them out, she ends up being in the way, I guess. In a way, she ends up. But you know what? We give her a pass because she was protecting Sarada. Okay, she got in the way to protect Sarada, so we can't really complain about it. It was either Sarada or her, so I'm okay with that. Let me know specifically what you guys think about this episode. Again, I really did enjoy it. I'm glad that they're not kind of doing the whole Sarada issue right now, just taking the whole episode away from us, and they're using that, you know, as a chance to kind of give us answers little by little. I like that. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace.